Congratulations and welcome to Module 1, Aligning Your Work with Who You Are. And it is one of my favorite, it's probably one of my kind of the most important module, because it looks at how you should learn to be honest and truthful with yourself, how you can use what's most important to you to help the people you want to help. And I remember speaking to an ex-doctor who is a very successful doctor in his own rights and very successful investor and successful in businesses as well. And I wanted to spend time with him naturally, just because I admire him and I respect him, and I wanted to learn and absorb as much as possible from him. So each time I see him, I speak to him. And there was once when I realized his mum passed away from a smoking related cancer, and he was desperately wanting to find out more about how to help his own wife quit smoking for obvious reasons. And I remember at the time my uncle also was dying from lung cancer, and it was obviously a bad situation, but I spent a little bit of time, or maybe a few weeks, during that period, I just keep reading about, what are the best options, because obviously there's a number of products, but you really have to go a little bit deeper to find out not just the treatment, but also the psychology relating to quitting smoking. Anyway, so I remember we dig quite deep into the topic. And him being an ex-doctor, I was able to, talk about the jargons and being quite technical about some of the studies that I've read. And I even share with him the names of the authors and clinical studies that were linked to his questions. And very interesting observation, since that conversation, whenever we meet again, he remembers me by the knowledge that we share together. And he would contact me quite regularly because he was interested in what else I had found out from the topic. So I guess the lesson from this is that, firstly, I'm not an expert in that particular topic. I don't consider myself a specialist in that area, but it was just an example of me just digging a little bit deeper into the topic. And I gain a relationship by providing great value to that person. And it's so interesting because I realized it was also easier for your audience or a person that you had interaction with to remember you by. So if they can associate you with something that they are also interested in and that they found important, it is so much easier for them to remember you and then also respect you in that chosen specialty or the chosen topic that you might have had, provided value for him or her. So today, I want you to think about what you want to specialize in. Understand that it may sound simple, but it's actually the most important step. And I need you to understand, when you're thinking about an area you want to specialize in, you got to be prepared that there will be times that it may be a little bit difficult, and that what would you find the easiest to stay persistent, and may have to contact certain people or author about a topic. What are you most comfortable in, and maybe even what some of the things you find most fun. And please take your time. And I would say too that if you need to, you can also ask the people around you what they associate you with. You might be surprised. And because at the end of the day, if you can choose one area, it's a lot easier for you to focus all your resources and time. You'll manage your patients' problems better, or your clients' problems better. You also be more convincing with your advice and the therapy that you may have recommended, and that is going to benefit not just you but also your clients. And really, I'll say this again, it is easier for somebody to remember what you do and who you are if you stay persistent in that one specialty. So the action steps today, for this week, is firstly, take your time, decide on a specialty, be creative, be open to any ideas that you may have found, either that you were interested in, you're most curious. You might find it that it's a lot of fun to talk about it or to think about it. Do you spend a lot of time talking to your friends about it? And one way that I recommend that you can do is have 3 columns. Write down on a piece of paper or on your computer. The first column is a list of the ideas or ideas that you want to specialize in, and then the second column is rate each idea or each specialty based on your passion for that idea, or that how much fun or how much you enjoy talking about it. So rate that out of 10, for example. You may come up with a list of 10 specialties or things that you're thinking that you might consider specializing in. And then the final column is rated based on your competency, or maybe you already have accumulated experience and skills in that area, and it's most likely is the one that you feel that you're going to be super confident in anyway. So once you've done that, you can combine the 2 scores together, and the top 3 highest score specialized ID could potentially be the one that you want to go with. So I want to also give you a couple of examples. For example, I've met a chiropractor that is very interested in cricket. He loves cricket, and he specializes in helping cricket players with specific injuries. So that's one example, and he's very successful at it. He gets invited to do presentations. He gets invited by Australian cricket to do work. So he loves it. He enjoys it. I don't know how much he get paid for it, but I think he's very successful, and he's super busy. A lot of chiropractors struggle in business, but because he specializes in their area, he's super busy and he's in demand. A second example that I've met a doctor who specializes in mental health, but he specializes in mental health for other doctors. So doctors that so he would basically, and he charge a premium because he's very good at what he does. And again, he spent a lot of time not just seeing clients, but also creating content in that specific area. And a lot of doctors know him by his specialty. And guess what? Any doctor that anyone knows that are suffering from stress or mental health related conditions will go to him. So I hope that's helped you today. And if you can spend the next few days or next week, decide on a specialty. Understand that this may change, but at least it's a good exercise for you to learn about yourself and learn about, I guess, the benefits of how you can be the best version of yourself.